Hey, Mike Warren here, back with the third and final round with Mentor Delvr in Modern. Um, Won the die roll, so pretty lucky there again. Uh, this hand has a few too many lands, but I have some cantrips and a threat, so I think it's a keep. I could just have something to do on 1 and 2 with this hand. So let's see if I get to dodge Eldrazi Menace 3 turns in a row, 3 rounds in a row. That'd be pretty nice. Mentor is actually a fantastic draw here, and these cards are both great. And I think I want the probe first. So yeah, so this hand is setting up to be a great to have a great turn for Seagate Wreckage. So this looks like Affinity. Okay, it's a pretty decent start from Affinity. It's not like as insane as it looks just because they don't have a payoff card yet, but if their hand has like plating or something, it's pretty great. I'm gonna leave Storm Chaser Mage back on defense because I would trade it off for a Voltz because I feel like the longer this game goes, the more likely I am to win. There's a plating or a Ravager that's bad. Probably it looks like a hangerback walker for 1. Well, that's different. All right, so I'm gonna shock here, play Mentor, probe, and hope I don't see a Galvanic Blast. No Galvanic Blast. Come on, one time. They only had a 1 land hand though, so Arcbound Ravager, Master of Ethereum, False Card. Okay, all stuff I can beat. I actually don't even mind drawing a land there. I'm gonna leave it back. I'll leave Storm Chaser Mage back again because if they don't draw Galvanic Blast this turn, I get to untap. Okay, they drew Glimmer Void, so now they can cast their Master of Ethereum. But I have a lot of redraws to a Path to Exile. So this is Ravager. That's probably a lot of damage. Okay, so if I do block, which I think I may have to, because this is 3 artifacts effectively, because you can tap it for 1 and sack it to the Ravager. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can make this thing a 7/7. So that's not really too problematic right now. I'll save it so maybe I can chump later. Yeah, I'll just not block. If he wants to make his guy a 7/7, that's fine. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll just take 1. I won't force him to do anything here. If I were him, I would just level the hanger back now, so I can't like bolt it in response. Another Mentor. Okay. So I'm not gonna cast that this game probably. So it's probably a dead draw. So I don't think I'm just gonna have time. I'm gonna fetch before I visions, and I'm going to actually shock down to 10. So I want more blue mana and more red mana. Yep. So I'm gonna cast this visions. Maybe I should have cast the Mentor and then just blocked again next turn and then tried to have a huge turn 5, but I don't know. Maybe that's like overkill. Another land, not great. Don't want that Swift Spear, do want that Visions. I could just cast this Mentor pass untap with Visions Metamorphosis again, but it doesn't really change anything from last turn. I think I'm going to do that though. I think I'm just going to run out this Mentor. Untap with 5 mana and 2 cantrips next turn. Like, I'm going to go Visions and then see what I get. And then I can eventually just have this overwhelming army. Yep. If you're going to level your hanger back in the turn, you might as well just level it. Oh, he's going to sack it in the turn as well. Okay. If he attacks with everything, am I dead here? Might be dead here. Springly Drum. I would just leave myself dead on board. Oh, okay, sure. Oh, am I dead on board? I might be. Ugh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think I'm just dead on board. Man, yeah, just screwed up bad there. He just sacks to the Ravager and puts it all on one flyer. And you can sack this stuff too. Yeah. I just messed this game up. I knew his hand and I knew everything and I just messed it up. That happens though. Maybe there wasn't much I could do about it, but still, when you are dead on board, you should not be dead on board. You should not just tap out and pass the turn. Alright, so Wear Tear, Shatter Storm, Sudden Shock are great. Spell Pierce isn't great, and Dispel isn't great, and Trim on the Metamorphose, and a Probe again. So, alright. See if I can beat Affinity. I think Affinity is a good matchup. This is another matchup where Forked Bolt and you got Shot are great. I don't really know how much of an effect Shadows over Innistrad is going to have on Modern. I haven't looked at a lot of the cards, but I don't know. I feel like the best card I've seen out of the set so far, like maybe not like the most powerful by itself, but like the best enabler is, for me anyways, is Epiphany at the Drown Yard or whatever it's called. I feel like that's like a Sphinx's Rev type card where it's like Sphinx's Rev, but it's going to make your opponents play well, and it's going to have like a lot of next leveling. Like say your hand is like a sweeper, and your opponent can't beat a sweeper, and then you like Epiphany. You Epiphany for like 5, and you flip over 5 cards, and you put like you flip over another sweeper, and you put it like the sweeper beside 4 cards, and then like they have to give you the 4 cards, and then you already have the sweeper. I don't know. I just feel like that card looks great, much like this hand looks great. So I'm gonna get a Steam Vents, cast Swift Spear. Or should I cast this? Nah, I'll cast Swift Spear. This card's great in this matchup, by the way. It's one of the better cards you can have because it just kills everything. Alright. The reason I F6 there is because like gut shotting on your opponent's turn doesn't do anything when you have Prowess Guys, because it's free, so you can cast it anytime anyways. So you should always just, if you have a Prowess Guy in play, you should just save it until your turn. Unless you think that maybe you're going to I'm gonna fetch these away anyways, I think, so it doesn't matter. If I'm ever gonna fetch, if I ever draw a fetch line off of Visions, which is like a really bad draw, but like a good draw here obviously, but usually a bad draw, I always top just because it's like a psychological thing where you Visions, you top, you like do some other stuff, and then you play your land and fetch. Your opponent's like, oh, he top, so his next draws are gonna be great. I don't know. That's just like a thing I do. This gets red, white. Modern's great. You can cast whatever you want whenever you want, just at the low cost of half your life total. Sorry, I'm looking at text messages, Lom. No play. Okay, that's great for me. I think I'm gonna just attack in for 1 here and hold up Path, Grim Lavamancer activation, because this is actually 3 points per turn. Because if he doesn't cast anything, I'm just gonna point the Lavamancer at him. I really don't want to use this Path. And kept another 1 lander. 1 land Mox Opal. That's one way you can beat your affinity opponents if they keep bad hands. Pretty sure he didn't go to 6 either. Just kept 7. Shatterstorm. That's not very good right now. Maybe I should have deployed my Storm Chaser Mage last turn. I'll definitely deploy it next turn because I'm going to run out of Lavamancer food. Got our opponent at 8, and I'll have this, and if I ever draw lands, I can 4 mana kill that Mox Opal. Ornithopter, okay. I'm not too proud to bolt down an Ornithopter for free. Yeah, maybe he has cards, he does not want to deploy them in the face of this Lavamancer here. Get some damage in. Okay, well, that was a non-game. Opponent did not mulligan, so maybe they did. Maybe I missed that, but on the draw, do I want anything different? Probably a Spell Pierce for plating exactly, and probably not a Probe, because on the draw it's actually just pay 2 life, draw a card. Usually. Okay. Sounds good. We're gonna keep. Hopefully our opponent doesn't explode. They snap kept 7 this time. Okay. Going to gut shot this in response to the second one. Just so they can't use their oh, what am I thinking? They had this. That was bad. Okay, so I shouldn't have done that. I should have let that resolve. And I should have untapped, and if I draw a Monastery Swift Spear, I get 1 more damage in. Okay, Lavamancer's good. Lavamancer's actually, any 1-drop there is a good draw, but Lavamancer especially is a good draw. So get a Steam Vents, cast Lavamancer. Next turn I have Snap Gut Shot, or I can just Lavamance something down, which I will. I would rather do that. Because like if he has like Galvanic Blast here, Cranial Plating, okay. Equip. Okay, this game is going swimmingly. Take 6. Turn 2. Alright, turn 2 I think I'm just going to pass. Maybe I should have played the Strand. No, it probably doesn't matter. Yeah. So I am going to spend my mana on something this turn. So you cannot instant speed move the plating. Master of Theorem, okay. Spends a mana to move the plating over there. Okay. So I'll get red white, go down to 7. On turn 3, already down to 7. Gonna say okay, this could be wrong, but I'm gonna Lavamance the Ornithopter. And then path the Master. And now he can attack me for 0. And I get untap. And I don't have really the luxury of taking much more damage here because of the presence of Galvanic Blast. But I do think and I definitely don't have the luxury of tapping out for this Mentor on this turn. But I do think that I have to start getting in some damage. So I'm going to Swift Spear Visions, hold up a Lavamancer activation. And I don't really know what I'm looking for on these Visions. Probably just Sudden Shock's pretty great actually, but I am gonna. So I guess I'll see. I can't shock with this. Definitely not. So yeah, I think I just don't want it. So I'm gonna top Sudden Shock and get in with this guy. And hope, beyond hope, that maybe I should have kept that on top because I have Shatterstorm on my deck. And Shatterstorm here would be great. Okay, so he activates a Blink Moth. Drew something. Drew an Edge Champion. Okay. That's unfortunate. Yeah, so now I really wish I had topped that land. Yeah. Man, that is unfortunate that I drew that. Alright. Probably just dead to that. Man. I knew the Sudden Shock was on top too. He just like attacks me, I'm just dead. Is there anything I can do? I have to have him animate. The one of his Blink Moths. No, because he has Opal, Edge Champion, Citadel. So I'm just dead. I'm just dead on board. I just don't like the Edge Champion. I was just dead to that almost no matter what. I just have to. I had to keep the land on top, and it didn't matter because I was dead anyways. Because I had to draw land and a Shatterstorm that turn. Springleaf Drum. Okay. Yeah. Well, I felt like I was favored to win that. But oh well. That was the match against Affinity. Lost the match. Might have messed up a couple times along the way, but I don't know. Like I feel like it's a good matchup. Edge Champion's the way they can beat you. Like I only have the one Shatterstorm, and it's like pretty land light deck, so it's hard to cast sometimes. But a lot of times, like you have cantrips and you can visions lands on top, and set up for a good Shatterstorm turn. Like if I had Shatterstorm here, it kills the plating that's champion, the Mox Opal, and the Springleaf Drum. Like say I leave that, say like I have a Shatterstorm in my hand, and then I visions that land on top. I can untap, cast it, and probably win this game pretty easily. Being at 4 life, I can take like a hit from this, untap, and have like the Sudden Shock or whatever. Or say like the Mentor's not in my hand, but Shatterstorm is, or say this is a Shatterstorm. Lava Mantra's great. I mean, you can kind of see it there. So the Affinity matchup's good, I think. The Infect matchup's good. The Company matchups are good. The only matchup that's not really good are like Burn and Zoo. Like those are pretty rough matchups, but you have a lot of removal, and if you draw like Core Firewalker or whatever, you draw your sideboard cards. I feel like every deck is probably 45% against like Burn and aggressive decks. But if you after sideboard, you're like 60%, so it's kind of averaged out. I mean, those decks are always going to be around, and those decks are always going to be, good at what they do. But just being able to sideboard against them is pretty great. But anyways, that's my 3 rounds with this deck. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully I didn't mess up too bad. Pretty well versed with Delvr decks in Modern, especially since I got lucky and didn't have to play against the Eldrazi deck, which I don't mind people playing the best deck. Like it's the best deck, and that's cool. But it's not going to be around next format. So if you're going to get testing in for Modern and you want to get some good testing in for like Grand Prix Charlotte or say like next Modern season, you're going to want to play something that's going to be around. And I feel like Affinity is a great deck to pick up. This deck's actually a great deck to pick up. Like any of the combo decks, Storm. I think Storm's a good deck. The thing about playing this deck versus playing a different deck is that there's no hate card. Like, if you play Affinity and your opponent plays a Stony Silence, or your opponent plays like a Shatterstorm or a Shatter Spree or whatever, there's a hate card. If you play, Gristral Wind, and I know they still have Fury of the Breach, but if your opponent plays like a Rest in Peace, you don't have to jump through hoops playing this deck. You just play your cards and you have game against everything. And that's the kind of deck I like to play. Like, I like aggressive decks that don't have cards that are like, I don't know. You play like Goblin Guide, I don't know, some other creature like Eidolon, then your opponent just casts a Core Firewalker, and you're like, anti-hate card or bust. You have to like Path to Exile or bust. If you play rest, they play Rest in Peace. You have like, Echoing Truth or bust. I don't like playing decks like that. I like playing decks where I get to play Magic, they get to play Magic, and hopefully I get to make some good decisions that result in the game being a win. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's my first video for Horse of Will, and looking forward to making some more. I'm writing an article right now. Family's in town, and college is winding down, so I'm under a lot of pressure to do stuff like that. But I mean, I enjoy producing content. I haven't streamed in about 6 days because I've been hanging out with my family. They're from Tennessee, so they made the 900-mile trip over. Definitely going to be writing some more articles. Definitely going to be making some more videos. Definitely check out my stream sometime if you haven't ever. Empty the Warrens or twitch.tv/emptythewarrens. Same as my my Moto handle. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.